Hey everyone, welcome back for another episode of the Moreno Show. Guys, President Trump just sent one reporter into panic mode yesterday in the middle of one interview, and it is absolutely hilarious, and we're going to talk about that. Also, guys, HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was just on News Nation, and he was responding to a panelist. The question Stephen A. Smith asked him a really, really great question, and we are definitely going to talk about this. People in the comment section are loving it. Also, there's this incredible moment. As you guys know, the cabinet held another meeting today, and how Marco Rubio started it was absolutely hilarious because he was pretty much poking fun at Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Secretary Kennedy, saying that because of him, I am afraid to eat anything. And I got to tell you guys, there's a lot of people who feel the same way. I even feel that way sometimes, and it is hilarious. So that's what we're going to talk about. But we are going to go ahead and start to hear in this interview with President Trump and an ABC reporter, where the ABC reporter gets absolutely demolished. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Also, guys, if you like having conversations like this, if you think they matter, or at the very least you think they're entertaining, please consider liking and subscribing. They're one of the best ways you can help me out. Okay, let's go ahead and jump right in.
Murderers, criminals in this country. We have to get them out, and we're doing it.
By law.
And you'll pick out one man, but even the man that you picked out, he said he wasn't a member of a gang. And then they looked, and on his knuckles, he had MS-13.
There's a dispute.
Well, wait a minute. He had MS-13 on his knuckles tattooed.
Oh, he had some tattoos that are interpreted that way. But let's move on.
Wait a minute. Hey, Terry.
He did not have the letter MS-13.
It says MS-13.
Yeah, that was Photoshop. So let me
That was Photoshop. Terry, you can't do that. Hey, they're giving you the big break of a lifetime. You know, you're doing the interview. I picked you because, frankly, I never heard of you, but that's okay. But I picked you, Terry, but you're not being very nice. He had MS-13 tattooed.
We'll agree to disagree. I want to move on to something else.
Terry, do you want me to show you the picture?
I saw the picture.
And you think it was Photoshop? Well,
here we go.
Don't Photoshop it. Go look at his hand. He had MS-13.
He did have tattoos that can be interpreted that way. I'm not an expert on them. I want to turn to Ukraine, sir.
Terry,
I want to get to Ukraine.
No. He had MS as clear as you can be, not interpreted. This is why people no longer believe the news, because
when
it's
he was
fake
photographed
news.
in El Salvador, they aren't there. But let's just go on. They aren't there when he's in El Salvador.
They weren't there, but they're there now, right?
No,
but
they're in your picture.
Terry.
Ukraine, sir.
He's got MS-13 on his knuckles.
All right.
Okay?
Well, we'll take a look.
You do such a disservice.
We'll take a look at that,
Why don't you just say, yes, he does, and, go on to something else.
My guy, Terry, is fumbling so hard. This is ridiculous. My guy, it is as clear as day. And the fact that right now their posture is, oh, no, like it's photoshopped. That is ridiculous. This is the photo that they're talking about. President Trump is holding it. It is Abrego Garcia's knuckles. And as you can see, like, obviously, guys, it doesn't say, obviously these letters are for the caption, because most people probably aren't going to be able to interpret it that way. But again, even this guy, Terry, just said, oh, yeah, you know what? I'm not an expert. And that brings up kind of the bigger question here. And I love that one of the comments says, look at this, Moreno, I'm not an expert on them in regards to tattoos. Look at this. Okay, so an actual journalist would consult an expert in gang tattoos before dismissing the picture and claiming it was photoshopped. But that did not happen. You start getting in front of this massive audience alongside the president of the United States, and you spew this nonsense, something that you know is not true. That is crazy. And then you have the audacity to call it photoshopped. Come on, what are we doing here? And I love President Trump in this moment when he's like, Terry, don't do that. Come on, don't do that. It's almost like he's saying, you know better. What's going on? And I love that just so much. Another top comment says, this reporter is terrible, make it stop. Why would Trump go on ABC? Why? And I do think it's because Trump is, he's a man of the people. He wants to give the people what they want. And I just think it is hilarious. And there was also this other slam dunk provided by President Trump in the direction of ABC News. Look at this caption real quick by Benny Johnson. He says, "Zero mercy. President Trump just called out ABC to their faces for covering up Biden's decline. Check this out. It is a quick 30 seconds. Wow."
Do you think the reputation of the United States has gone down under your presidency?
No, I think it's gone way up, and I think we're a respected country again. We were laughed at all over the world. We had a president that couldn't walk up a flight of stairs, couldn't walk down a flight of stairs, couldn't walk across the stage without falling. We had a president that was grossly incompetent. You knew it, I knew it, and everybody knew it, but you guys didn't want to write it because you're fake news.
All right. Thank you.
And by the way, ABC is one of the worst. I have to be honest with you.
Thank you. Do you
The fact that my guy, the only thing he could say is thank you. There's no rebuttal. There's not even any sort of claim like, you know what, we're trying to do better. I understand this is the past, and you know what, like let's have a new way forward. Let's keep moving forward. No, none of that. My guy's like, okay, thank you. What are we doing here? Come on, guys. This is ridiculous. So I just thought that was hilarious, and I had to share that. Now with RFK Jr. on with News and Nation, kind of wrapping up President Trump's first 100 days. Obviously, it was a huge deal for HHS. They got a lot of good work done. Also, guys, real quick, before I play that, I just want to say, go ahead, check out my new newsletter called Adams, where we go ahead and talk about the biggest stories in the news in atom-sized bites. And my newest one is right here. It's called The Future is Brewing. We sent it out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I think it's awesome, and I think it's just really... I think it's almost like a perfect way to be informed in kind of an entertaining way where it cuts out all the jargon and you just get what you need. So go ahead and check it out. If that's interesting to you, it's completely free. Send it straight to your inbox. Okay, now with RFK Jr. on News Nation. Check it out.
Mr. Secretary, Stephen A. Smith here. Thank you for coming on the show. HHS reduced your employee status from 82,000 to 62,000 employees, if I remember correctly. Cut about $1.8 billion, but nevertheless, you got a lot of American citizens wondering how on earth are you going to ensure that we're going to become a healthier society with over 20,000 less employees to look over things and purview things to some degree. What do you say to that?
Well, I would say during the Biden administration, my agency grew by 38%, and Americans got sicker. So it's not throwing money at it or hiring people that is solving the problem. We have so much redundancy in our agency. We have 100 communications departments. We have 40 IT departments. We have 40 procurement departments. What we did is we're streamlining the agency and we're recalibrating its trajectory so that people there are narrowly focused on one issue, which is how do we end the chronic disease epidemic? When my uncle was president, 3% of Americans had chronic disease. Today it's 60%. It's costing us $1.6 trillion a year. About 95% of our healthcare budget is going to chronic disease. When my uncle was president, we spent zero on chronic disease. 74% of our kids cannot qualify for military service. So this is an existential threat to our national security. It's an existential threat to our economy. And we have to narrowly focus on that. And that's what the new HHS is doing.
So good. I've watched this a couple of times already. And my favorite part is this is what the new HHS is. It's not what it was. This is what it is going to be. This is what it is. I think that is great. Streamlining, refocusing the entire agency. Please give me more of that. Pump that into my veins. That is what I am talking about. Come on, somebody. It is so good. And carrying on with a moment that is so funny with Marco Rubio alongside President Trump and the rest of the cabinet. He says the funniest thing whenever it is his turn to give updates as Secretary of State. Check this out. He totally pokes fun at RFK Jr. and everyone just erupts laughing. Check it out.
Around this table at some level. And because of Secretary Kennedy, I'm afraid to eat anything. So in front of him, he said Tootsie Rolls are okay in moderation. So. But it's a great team. And here's the second. And I tell this to people all the time. This is incredibly rewarding service.
Oh my goodness, that is hilarious. There's only 20 seconds left. I'll go ahead and finish out the clip. But is that not hilarious?
And you hear it in everyone's voices. traditionally in the past, and it's one of the problems we got in as a country, is presidents would say, okay, let's go do something. And then they would have to do a study, and then a study on the study, and then a long internal deliberative process. And by the time you got to it, it was too late, or somebody had forgotten it. In this administration, it's moving. You know the direction because you know why you were elected. Everyone around this table.
There we go. So good. You know, I've been studying Steve Jobs recently, and something that he says is real artists ship. Right, real artist ship. And then after he released, I believe, the Macintosh, one journalist asked him, hey, did you run any focus groups before you released this? And he said something, I'm not exactly sure what he said, but he was like, oh, did this person run a focus group before they reinvented this industry? And the answer is clearly no, of course, because real artists just ship. They just move. They move fast. They don't ask for permission. They just go. Now, I know that's kind of a tough parallel because obviously we're talking about the most powerful government on the planet. And obviously there are, strings attached to that. But I don't know why I just thought about that as Marco Rubio was talking. But in the beginning, he absolutely pokes some fun at RFK Jr. And it is just great. President Trump is laughing. Everyone in the room is laughing. And look at one of the top comments here. Also, this video went mega viral. Look at this, over 1 million views, 29,000 likes. That is ridiculous. Almost 5,000 retweets. Absolutely wild. But one of the top comments is, every time I open a bag of chips, RFK Jr. is there watching me. And look at this picture. It's just a bag of Lay's with RFK Jr. inside saying, I'm disappointed in you. Guys, I feel that conviction. I feel that conviction so heavy. It is absolutely crazy. I just feel like RFK Jr. is just judging me and my decisions. And as I'm at a grocery store, as I'm out, buying something, I feel that judgment. But you know what? It is a good judgment. I like feeling that judgment. I feel like that judgment actually makes me make better decisions in the future for my future. So I do think that is good. It's a good judgment. I would describe it as, honestly. You could go ahead and disagree with me if you want, or tell me, is it a good judgment? Is it a good pressure? Pressure makes a diamond, right? All right, now I'll go to play this one video just because I think it is so hilarious. This is the last video. It's kind of it's just a little fun thing. We'll talk a lot about RFK Jr. is going to make America healthy again. I want to do some work to make America human again. And I think clips like this do just that. Check this out.
Elon, I love the double hat, but he's the only one that can do that. Get away with it.
Well, Mr. President, they say I wear a lot of hats. Even my hat has a hat.
There we go. Everyone completely in a laughing mode, just enjoying each other's company. And you know what? The fact that this was completely broadcasted for all of us to be part of it, I think that is a great service to this country. Huge plus for transparency, huge plus for all the departments who are making incredible shifts and waves in their respective fields. And I think this is what a beautiful time to be alive. Anyways, guys, go ahead and let me know what you thought about this video. Let me know what you think about some of these conversations, from President Trump absolutely destroying and obliterating this reporter on live TV, absolutely horrendous, to President Trump to RFK Jr. and his response to Stephen A. Smith, talking about why HHS is smaller but more effective, as well as, check this out, as Marco Rubio is saying this hilarious joke in front of the entire cabinet meeting, and again with Elon Musk pretty much bursting in laughter alongside everyone. Guys, let me know what you think about all this in the comment section, and I will see you all next time. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Episode's over already? Geez, that was fast. Well, they say beautiful things do not last forever, but feel free to watch and listen to another one of these episodes if you're interested in those conversations as well. Also, this next part is huge. Make sure to obliterate that like and subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never skip a beat. I also have a newsletter where we dive into the news, politics, and ideas that shape our future. If you're interested in signing up, I'd really appreciate that. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you next time.